Hi, it's Andrew Bell with you once again. I trust all is well in your world. Today we're going to have a quick look at the rental market. There are 2.3 million rental households in Australia, of which 55% are detached homes, 30% are units or apartments, and 15% are semi-detached such as townhouses. About 30% of total renters live alone, and a further 23% of renters are childless couples or empty nesters. The balance, of course, are household groups. Now, the above certainly supports the advice that the strongest demand is for smaller homes or apartments in sizing. Remember that if you're looking for investment properties. The combined capital city rental rate is around $483 per week and has only shown a small increase over the past 12 months. As interest rates have continued to soften and lower inflation is in existence, this has contained costs, and we're seeing that landlords are now opting for a better tenant than a higher rental. And of course, the lower the rental, the bigger the pool of tenants that you have to choose from. Lower interest rates have also helped increasing numbers of landlords into cash flow positive situations. That is, no need for negative gearing. There are about 31% or $2.4 billion less negative gearing in 2012-13 than the previous peak. Unfortunately, there's no more up-to-date figures than those years. In addition to lower costs for landlords, slower population growth and higher construction numbers have played a part in moderating rental increases through most parts of Australia. The reality is, if the majority of landlords are not looking for rental increases, then it will limit the rental growth for all landlords, because it means that the majority of rentals will be at a lower figure, preventing the more ambitious landlords from getting higher rental amounts. Now, vacancy rates lower than 3% indicate strong rental demand, whilst rates above 3% reflect oversupply. Nationally, vacancy rates are currently in the early 2% bracket for houses and just over 3% for apartments. Amazingly, rental vacancy here on the Gold Coast have dropped dramatically over the past 4 years, from 5.5% in 2011 down to 2.3% in 2013 and down to 1.7% in 2015, and are continuing to fall. In fact, in our own office, which is one of the largest property management businesses on the Gold Coast, we're averaging 1.1% vacancy, and that is the lowest vacancy I've ever seen anywhere in the country in my 40-year career. Sadly, more Australians have given up on buying property, and as such, it means that there are more and more looking to rent. So there is this constant need for investors to enter the market. Thank heavens there's been no change to negative gearing regulations, because if it had been tampered with, Australia would have seen increasing major rental shortages developing, and in particular in the established marketplaces. To another market trend, Australians are selling their homes less often. They're holding onto them for longer. The average length of a capital city home ownership has climbed by nearly 4 years since 2004. In 2014, which is again the most recent figures available, we see that homes in capital cities were owned on average for 10.5 years and apartments for 8.7 years. Holding homes longer means it's likely there is significant equity in the home, and equity is a powerful asset that can be used to either buy the next home, fund a renovation, or indeed to buy an investment property. It's certainly worth consideration for those who've had their homes for that length of time. Finally, for this edition, we now have over 800 people booked into this year's Ray White Surfers Paradise Muscular Dystrophy Ball. The new venue seems to have captured everybody's imagination, and it's primed for a great night. We're really looking forward to it. We're also looking forward to hosting so many of our clients and our friends on that evening. But could I please put out a thought? We're keen to secure some additional auction or even raffle items to be offered on the night to raise funds for the fight against muscular dystrophy. If you have a piece of memorabilia or can package together a holiday or an experience or anything similar, it'd be a great auction item. When we go to work for our charities, unfortunately, I have to swallow some pride and beg and borrow and do whatever it takes to raise the maximum dollars that we can for the charity. There are so many young kids affected by muscular dystrophy, and they urgently need help. If you're able to help us, please let us know by contacting Selena Carson, whose details are on screen. Well, that's it for this edition. Look forward to being back with you in a fortnight's time. All the best.